keep in mind, you guys, before I start this off, and real quick, I hope that the thumbnail and the title of this live show isn't clickbait. That was not my intention. You guys know me. I keep it real with you guys. I do my best to bring you guys the best Phoenix Suns, news and information that I possibly can. So again, the clickbait wasn't really my intention. I don't want to say that these people involved don't have sources because I don't know that. I can't speak on that. But we never really know who has sources and who doesn't. So I just wanted to start with that. Now, this all really started, and feel free to fact check me in the comments if I'm wrong here. I'll try to keep my eye on the chat as best I can. But I believe that all of this started through what is potentially now a deleted Twitter account. And yes, I'm sorry, this does come from Twitter. So if you guys can see my screen right now, I guess the account was Dropping Dimes 20 or something. And I think it was August 28th, he tweeted out, some scoop I've heard, LaVine will be moved eventually, which I can give you guys my thoughts on the Bulls later. But a couple of key guys on the Bulls do not like playing with him. Not a winning player. Too much money owed and asking price is high is why he has not been traded yet. Portland is a potential. So he tweeted that out. And I think he also tweeted out that like Deandre Ayton was a possibility or something. And he said, crying emoji, y'all will see this soon. I told you so. So then, Twitter, Twitter starts going on with all these Deandre Ayton trade things. And there was another account, with all due respect to, I think his name is D Coldest on Twitter. I don't know if he has sources or not, but he said something like, if I may, and then all these Deandre Ayton trade rumors started swirling and Twitter overreacted like they always do. And heck, you could even point the finger at me and say that I'm overreacting. But this is why I wanted to make this live show. I almost just did a video, but I was like, nah, screw that. I was like, it's been way too long. I was like, it's long overdue. Let's talk about some Suns. So again, I'm not saying that this Twitter account or D Coldest, I'm not saying they don't have sources. Who knows if they do? Doesn't matter. Here is why I think the Deandre Ayton trade rumor, this particular Deandre Ayton trade rumor, is BS. Here's why. Because first off, in my personal opinion, whether you love Deandre Ayton or whether you hate Deandre Ayton, it doesn't make sense to me. Now, it's not out of the realm of possibility. I will say that tomorrow. I will say it in a week. I will say it in a month. It's not out of the realm of possibility that Deandre Ayton gets traded. But getting traded right now, I think, doesn't make any sense. Now, heck, we could all wake up tomorrow or in a couple days from now and our phones will be blowing up. Deandre Ayton's been traded to this team. And then I'll be eating my words. You know what I mean? But right now, as of what's today's date? September 18th at 9:38 my time, it doesn't make any sense. So you're like, okay, Suns Geek, we get the point. Tell us why. Because we have not seen what Deandre Ayton looks like, and we have not seen what Deandre Ayton can do with this current Phoenix Suns team. Now, we had a nice preview of that, a nice teaser, if you will, during the Bahamas with Eric Gordon during the FIBA qualifying tournament, which I'm going to talk about that in a little bit. And that's sort of my point, you guys. Think about it. Sure, we had a couple names return, but this is pretty much a brand new roster. And look at our coaching staff. The only coach that returned was Kevin Young. We have a completely new coaching staff. And with that comes a new offense, a new defense, new philosophies, et cetera, et cetera. And I never use the word philosophies, by the way, but it's true. I believe it. Obviously all the great stuff with Matt Ishbia and everything he's been doing, James Jones is still here. But in a way, it's like we have a brand new Phoenix Suns team and, everything going on with the whole, Arizona Family taking over and the free streaming and the antennas and all that great stuff that Matt Ishbia is doing. We haven't seen this version of Deandre Ayton, who I am confident is working really hard in the offseason to improve his game. I've made a couple videos about it prior to the Bahamas stuff that he did. And then there was that video that was trending. I think it was somebody on TikTok, I forget his name, Joy of Everything or whatever. I think I follow him on TikTok, but he had a video where it was like the UCLA or something like that. He was filming and you saw Kevin Durant there. You saw Booker, Deandre Ayton, Bol, I think was there. And they were all in the gym. And I think there was like another photo or another video showing them going into the gym. Either way, Deandre Ayton, I truly believe, has been working on his game. And that's why if we did wake up tomorrow and Deandre Ayton was traded, it just wouldn't make sense. It would just be like jumping the gun, if you will. And I can't even put together what a trade package to the Bulls would look like. And then now I'm seeing all this James Harden stuff. It's, guys, I think it's a BS rumor, if you will. It's totally fake. And again, I'm not saying that these people don't have inside sources, but I think this particular Deandre Ayton thing is BS. And I feel like if you and I, everybody watching the show and I, were to ask James Jones right now, if we were just to call him up on the phone right now, James Jones, Deandre Ayton getting traded, he probably would say no. And he would probably decline these rumors hardcore. And I'm sure that he, maybe I'm biased here, but I'm confident he would probably agree with me for the reasons that I just went over. My phone just went off. Because again, we just haven't seen what Deandre Ayton can do. Now, let me get a little negative for a minute, but I'm just trying to keep it as real as possible. Again, if let's say we're in January, not even that, let's say we're in December, a couple months after the season starts, right? And let's say this is the same old Deandre Ayton that we've seen. He's putting up, let's say he's putting up a double-double, but he's slow. He's not putting 110% on defense. He's hesitating, et cetera, right? Let's say maybe he has a little bit of back and forth going with Frank Vogel and all them. Let's say it's the same old DA, right? Then hell yeah, trade him. You know what I mean? We may not even make it to December, and myself and many other Suns fans will be saying trade Deandre Ayton. But again, if we see even just a smidge of the Deandre Ayton that we saw in those Bahama games and the pre-qualifying games, if we see just an even better version of Deandre Ayton that we haven't even seen before, then no way is he getting traded. Also, let's talk about Frank Vogel for a minute, because if you remember, and it wasn't just in his introductory, I can't say that word. It wasn't just in his intro press conference. I think he was on a couple other like radio shows and podcasts and all that. I really do, or should I say, I really am going to take Frank Vogel for his word when he says that he has been building a relationship with Deandre Ayton. He did say that in his press conference, and if you really look into it, he has said it on other platforms and shows. Now, I don't know what that relationship looks like. It could just be a text message conversation. Maybe they've called each other. I don't know. But I'm going to take Frank Vogel for his word and believe that they are building a relationship. And again, you guys, I talked about this during Frank Vogel's press conference recap, which go check that out, by the way. It's on the channel. That's a great sign that your head coach wants you here in Phoenix and wants you to play well and potentially for you to have an all-star season. Because I think Frank Vogel does believe that Deandre Ayton can be an all-star. So that's just, reason 5 why it would make no sense to trade Deandre Ayton right now. And that's why I think this rumor is BS. And let's be real, you guys. I said this in the last video I made. It was the YouTube short talking about Josh Okogie's PS5 giveaway, which he is doing, by the way. Check that out. But I said, guys, it's like middle of September. There's we're going to go over it later, but there's like 36 days or something till the season starts. I'm like, I'm just trying to make enough content here to get us through. But anyways, also, you know how I mentioned how he's been doing the off-season work with KD, Book, Bull at the UCLA, which, I mean, who knows how many times they've actually gone to UC. Oops, I hit my mic. But who knows how many times they've actually gone to UCLA and have trained together. I'm sure they're all doing their own off-season work and all that. But my point is that, and I don't remember if Bradley Beal was there, but my point is that two of our big three, and three of our big four, if you want to count Ayton as a big three, they've been in the gym together. They've been working. And by the way, you guys, again, we're going to talk about it later, but I believe training camp is only like 2 weeks away or something like that. So even if they are doing their own separate workouts right now, they better be working on their games right now, because again, training camps in a couple weeks, and then preseason, and then all of a sudden the NBA season is going to be here. So vacation time is pretty much over for them. And I also think it's really good, and I've talked about it in previous videos, but I really feel like Deandre Ayton's experience with the Bahamas, this past summer, and especially with Eric Gordon, is going to pay, what's the phrase? Pay big dividends or whatever. It's going to be huge for him in the future. Because one, you've already built that on and off the court chemistry with a veteran in this league, and with somebody who I've really loved as a player throughout his career. And I know Suns fans were hyped when we got Eric Gordon, but you built that on and off the court relationship already with Eric Gordon. And I'm sure they worked on some things that they're probably going to practice during the season together, and they're going to work on it. But not only that, again, I'm going back to the UCLA thing, which is, already in the gym with KD, already in the gym with Book, Bull, it's huge. I really, and again, I could be eating my words later down the road, but I believe we're going to see a new Deandre Ayton, a better Deandre Ayton, a more motivated Deandre Ayton. And I would be shocked, but not necessarily super surprised if he gets traded, at least, by tomorrow or next week or whatever. He's not going to get traded, y'all. That's pretty much what I'm trying to tell you. So again, I'm not trying to like clickbait you guys. That's not my intention here. I just wanted to give my thoughts and pretty much call this DA trade rumor BS. So again, if you're on Twitter, it's there. There was some account, if you guys are just joining, Dropping Dimes 20 or something was talking about Zach LaVine and him getting traded, and the James Harden trade rumors never go away, and then he mentioned DA as a possibility.
1 minute later.
And look, you guys know me, I try to look at things through both sides of the coin, right? Let's be real. Deandre Ayton is a possibility for a lot of teams, not just the Chicago Bulls. How many times have I made videos or live shows about Deandre Ayton could get traded to the Indiana Pacers? Deandre Ayton could get traded to this team. It's like every week or every month, especially when the season's going on, there's a new Deandre Ayton trade rumor. I mean, maybe I'm wrong here, and I don't mean to sound rude, but like, that's either a really good thing or a really bad thing for Deandre. So, I don't mean to make this Deandre Ayton segment kind of short-winded or whatever. And don't worry, we still got a little bit more to talk about. I know that that's probably a lot of the reason you guys clicked on the show tonight, which I do appreciate. We got over 40 people in here, and we just passed the 20-minute mark. So guys, do me a favor, crush that like button, share the show. We still got lots more to go over.